The best Doctor Who game ever made was this Flash game called The Last Dalek, which was based on the episode Dalek from 2005. The game was a top-down shooter/puzzle game, and the premise was simple. You played as the Dalek from Dalek, and your objective was to exterminate every human you could find and escape Van Statten's base. You start off the game with just your sucker arm weapon, so you have to get up close and personal with the humans in order to kill them. As the game progresses, however, you pick up power-ups, such as the ability to decode human passwords, the ability to hover, the ability to see invisible enemies, as well as retrieving the gunstick and shield. Using these weapons and abilities, you have to make your way through increasingly difficult levels, facing off against mines, sentry drones, armed human guards, bottomless pits, awkwardly placed barrels, and many more obstacles. There was an element of strategy involved with the game too, as you could only equip 2 abilities at a time, and that includes the gunstick and shield. So if you reached an area featuring invisible mines and bottomless pits, you had to temporarily sacrifice your shield and weapon in order to progress. Alternatively, you could switch up your powers to suit a particular situation. If you needed to aim precisely, you could swap in the ability to rotate your midsection while shooting, though this would leave you without a shield. On the other hand, if you were going up against a powerful enemy, you could equip your shield at the expense of accuracy in order to improve your chances of survival. The music in this game was particularly catchy. You're hearing it now in the background. Admittedly, it's just a handful of minute-long tracks played on a loop, but hey, if it worked for Doom, it works for the Dalek game. Interestingly enough, there was also another Doctor Who Flash game made using the same engine, this time a K9 game, in which K9 follows the Doctor through various adventures from Series 1 and 2, and faces off against Autons, Slitheen, and infected New Earth patients. This game was much more puzzle-focused compared to the Dalek game, as the gameplay was less about attacking and defeating enemies head-on, and more about using the environment to your advantage to hide from or trap enemies. Despite not being quite as iconic as the Last Dalek game, this K9 game was still very fun in its own right. Now you may notice that I've been mostly referring to this game in the past tense, as sadly due to the fact that this game ran using Adobe Flash, it is no longer playable, at least not in its original state. Like many gems from the old Doctor Who site, this Last Dalek game is now lost to time, but those who were lucky enough to play this game back in the day will always cherish the memories of the soundtrack, sound effects, and stellar level design of this wonderful little piece of Dalek history. What do you think? Did you ever play the Last Dalek game? If so, did you ever manage to complete it? Most importantly, do you know if there is a way to play this game in the post-Flash world? Let me know in the comments below.